Exhale and have fun with it.
All right. By a show of hands, who here values their sleep? All right, about what I thought. So my research is looking at the risk associations between sleep disorders and other conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and so on. So my data is utilizing NHANES, which is a national health database which utilizes random sampling. And that's the last I'll mention it. So the first step of my research is looking at trying to figure out if there's any overlap between sleep disorders, other conditions, and also certain demographics. So if you look at my slide behind me, I've labeled this overlap as a risk cluster. So one interesting example I found of a risk cluster was that 48% of individuals who were over the age of 40 and also had high blood pressure also had a sleep disorder, nearly half. So the next step of my research, which is currently ongoing, is to figure out what the risk relationships between these different spheres is. Meaning, does having one condition and being part of a certain demographic actually lead to an increased risk for developing a sleep disorder? You might be wondering, so why is this important to me? Well, let me tell you. The first reason why it's important is because the current treatment of sleep disorders is primarily through what I call a pharmacy method. Medication, pills, and devices that treat the symptoms of a sleep disorder. But what if we were able to treat or prevent a sleep disorder via treating its associated risk condition? So imagine an individual who has a sleep disorder. They wake up feeling less rested than when they went to sleep. Now imagine that this person also has some condition, like let's say diabetes. If the research found that diabetes actually does lead to an increased risk for a sleep disorder, then we can say that by treating diabetes via, say, a proven protocol like exercise, we can then manage or prevent the sleep disorder as well. That's knocking out two huge birds, like pterodactyls with one stone. So that's tangibly improving that person's life every second of every minute of every day. That to me is the true essence of patient care, the foundation of which is partly based on research like mine. So to wrap up, having found risk clusters between sleep disorders, other conditions, and demographics, my ongoing research is to figure out what the risk relationships between these different aspects is. Research like this is part of the foundation for eventually being able to treat simultaneously both a person's condition and his or her related sleep disorder. Thank you.